Was a great race. Really, apologies to James Mostiker, if anything. A fantastic ride by him. But on the stream, we just simply couldn't tear our eyes away from the battle behind him. The three-bike onslaught. As we move to the montage from that race. Good start from all our riders. Nice and clean into the first hairpin. Here's the start of that battle. Grommet going around the outside there. And just a taste of things to come, really. Up the inside, down that back straight is where Grommet seemed to have real pace. Through paddock, hasn't really been much of an overtaking job this afternoon, as up the inside goes Booth for the first time. Grommet will get him back eventually, but a well executed move there. Grommet now back in front, up the inside of Craze. And then as we come around the last lap, Booth snatches third from the jaws of defeat.
Beautifully described, Mr. Harris. We're now getting into our South Coast Honda Ultimate Super Minis race then. And Pit Bike Open, I should mention, although all of our runners, as far as I am aware, are in the Ultimate Super Mini class. It's Chris Weston who's on pole for this one. Ty Kinton is lining up second. Pete Ward is third. Gaz Roberts fourth. Dane Blackburn will line up fifth. Apologies if I'm getting ahead of the grid graphics here, but I'm going to try and get you through this one before it gets underway. Scott Larkin in sixth, Elliot Dufton in seventh, Tom Lewis eighth, ninth for Sam Crooks, 10th for James Edwards. Then it's William Lawrence Wardle, Mark Evans, Callum Ricketts, Nathan Flanagan, Luke Bithell in 15th. Keir Armstrong, Mike Edwards, Aaron Howe, Dean Bednarek, Jack Bednarek in 20th place. And I think that might be all for our runners, but Sean Strudwick and David Weston are also shown on timing, but they didn't set a time, so it'll be interesting to see if they've taken to the grid. But we're away. It's a good start from pole again. Chris Weston gets the hammer down off the line, but a fantastic start from Dane Blackburn there by the looks of it as they head down. Someone's going wide in through the chicane, but they've all got round cleanly, he said. Looking out for any incidents into hairpin one. No, that's all good. It's Chris Weston. And Dane Blackburn is challenging Ty Kinton over second place at the head of the field here. Lightning start from Dane Blackburn from fifth on the grid. But Ty Kinton has held on there on the 56 bike. So it's Kinton in second. No, sorry, down to third here. So who's got up to second? We'll wait to see who that is as they're coming down the hill. Can't quite make them out at the moment.
They'll come through now and tally on timing, Howard.
Yeah, absolutely.
The end of lap one.
So it's Chris Weston and Pete Ward it was who's up to second place, and then it's Ty Kinton and Dane Blackburn. Here he is chasing Ty Kinton. So this is not the first time we've said it today, but this, the intense battle over second as the leader pulls away. You can see Chris Weston just pulling away here. There's Pete Ward on his blue bike, but Ty Kinton goes down the inside here. But Ward gets him back on the switch back out the corner, and look out for Dane Blackburn as well, who's got a run on Ty Kinton now, and he's going to try into the bottom corner. It's really side-by-side close action here at Rowrah, but Ty Kinton somehow managed to hold on to the position round the outside. Down the hill they go. He's now trying on Pete Ward. Look at that move from Ty Kinton. That was something special. But a few corners ago, he was defending from Dane Blackburn and for third, and just as quickly he got himself up to second place. And now Dane Blackburn's challenging Pete Ward over third place. Chris Weston is checking out on this already, not for the first time today. The leader able to get away from the battling over second place as they work their way through.
Absolutely superlative few corners from Ty Kinton there. That was grip that just wasn't there last time he was out on track. Last time these guys were on their bikes, it was wet, Howard. That was incredibly brave.
Yeah, absolutely. This was one of the qualifying sessions we were able to cover, and those of you who were tuned in will remember Chris Weston actually going down as he was pushing hard to get pole position in that session. So, as you say, Jacob, completely different track positions to what we had before. Pete Ward still under intense pressure here from Dane Blackburn. Blackburn looks strong going into paddock every single lap, but again, it's not on there. Ward closes the door. Fantastic battling here at Rowrah in the British mini bikes.
Yeah, into the first chicane they go. Kinton's built up a little bit of a gap in second place. This is the battle for third between Pete Ward and Dane Blackburn. Into McRae's they go. They are neck and neck. Let's see if Blackburn's got anything into the second hairpin. He does have a little look, but Pete Ward is late enough on the brakes to hold him off. Heading up now towards the back of the track. Blackburn having another look to the inside and takes the place. Can he hold it, or is there going to be a cutback from Ward? No, Blackburn holds third place. Going down the hill, we now have Dane Blackburn and Pete Ward in third and fourth place. Into paddock they come, and that will be confirmed on your live timing. Weston holds the lead. Kinton in second place. Blackburn up into third. Ward then back in fifth place. We've got, who's that, Howard? It's Gaz Roberts.
It is.
Tom Lewis.
Well mind read there.
Is in sixth, and Luke Bithell.
Oh, yes, but down has gone. That is the 81 of Scott Larkin. I think I recall him having some kind of incident in qualifying. But yeah, Tom Lewis having a great battle with Luke Bithell and Nathan Flanagan as well over sixth place. There's brilliant battling happening everywhere here. It's really difficult to know quite where to look at the moment, but this is Dane Blackburn. No, it's not, sorry. This is the battle I was just mentioning, actually. This is Tom Lewis with Luke Bithell on his tail.
Shout out for Luke Bithell, started 15th in this and is now challenging for 6th place on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's Tom Lewis leading Luke Bithell, Nathan Flanagan and Elliot Dufton as well. So fantastic battle this in the midfield of this one. Bithell having a bit of a look there, but it's not on there.
Maybe into the second hairpin. No, he's not quite close enough at the minute.
He's quite far back, but he is very strong on the braking, I'll give you that. Flanagan and Dufton right behind, ready to pick up.
Change for second place, Howard. Sorry to interrupt. Dane Blackburn has taken Kinton, although Kinton's coming back at him down the hill.
Oh, brilliant battling throughout the field here.
We will see if we can pick that one up shortly. BS coming through to complete that lap now. Blackburn, second place. Kinton, third. As fourth place is still Ward. We are switching over to follow that battle, I believe. There we go.
Yep, here is the battle then. Dane Blackburn on the 114, Ty Kinton on the 56.
Coming out of that second hairpin now, down the back straight. Bit of a gap now, which this didn't look apparent earlier. Kinton looked to have the measure of them, but perhaps he's got a bit complacent as Blackburn streaks ahead down the hill. A quick right hand, left hander, the reverso rouge as I called it earlier. And through paddock to complete another lap. Just 5 laps left of this one.
Yeah, going by quickly, but time flies when you're having fun. The bikes stream their way through the lower part of the lap in their battle, in this case over 6th place. Tom Lewis still here. Oh, Bithell having a look of the inside, but Lewis able to hold on. And behind them, going side by side as well, go Flanagan and Dufton. It's all change all over the place. And Sam Crooks is getting onto terms with them as well now. Tom Lewis loses the position then. Bithell under braking for hairpin 1, gets that position. No, they're side by side again. Here comes Lewis back at him into hairpin 2, into Iredale's, and he's got the job done. Meanwhile, Dufton is having a go at Nathan Flanagan.
Great
on
riding
the 14
from Dufton,
bike.
his first time in this class.
And Bithell has got the job done then. Bithell up to 6th place. One of the most intense battles I've seen over 6th place all year. And there you can see Sam Crooks has got onto the back of them now. So it's now a 5-bike battle over this one.
You're going to have to keep an eye on that one, Howard, whilst I watch our second and third place. Ty Kinton is not letting Dane Blackburn go.
And now Bithell tries to get a little bit of breathing space ahead of Tom Lewis, and he might just be able to because Lewis has Dufton and Crooks for company. This is fantastic, fantastic stuff here at Rowrah as the weather improves, as the sun now beams down on the circuit, as Dufton has a look there on the 14 of Nathan Flanagan. To those of you following along on timing, don't worry, Flanagan is definitely up there in amongst this one. Even if timing disagrees, down the hill once more they come. Fantastic elevation change at this circuit. Little look there from Tom Lewis.
We've got a cameraman down there on that elevation change. I bet he's getting some great shots.
He's getting some fantastic shots. Absolutely. Bithell, Lewis, then Dufton, who has now got past Nathan Flanagan. That one got a little bit lost in a little timing glitch, but it has happened. Here is Chris Weston. He's got a couple more laps to go here, or he's about to come around to start a new lap. 2 laps remaining then for Chris Weston. He's checked out of this one, 6.5 seconds to the good. Dane Blackburn and Ty Kinton continue to battle away over second place. This, though, is the most impressive battle on track. Here is your leader on the 57.
You said that just as Ty Kinton closed up to the back of Dane Blackburn,
Did,
Howard.
yeah.
Almost as if you meant it.
I know.
There is less than half a second between those two now. We might have to switch back to that.
We're looking at it here. Here is the battle. There's Dane Blackburn looking over his shoulder at Ty Kinton. These two riders as well towards the sharp end of this championship, so they also have that on the back of their minds, or maybe they don't actually. That's possibly the best way to approach such a situation. And Kinton's so strong down that hill, but there wasn't an opportunity that time. We saw him pull a fantastic move earlier on, but it wasn't quite to be that time around. We're on the last lap. Chris Weston up ahead on the 57 bike is almost certain to be your race leader. So long, well, pending any.
He
is the race leader. Race winner, sorry, once he comes around. Good point, well made. Ty Kinton pushing hard. You could see him squirreling around a little bit on the curbs there. He's pushing as hard as he can, but he did lose a little bit of time there, just giving Blackburn the breathing space. Meanwhile, Tom Lewis has got back past Luke Bithell in that superb battle over 6th place. This is brilliant stuff. What's happened there, though? Is that
Blackburn pulling
Blackburn's got a problem. Blackburn has a problem here.
On the last lap.
Oh, that's so disappointing for him. That's gutting for him. This is Chris Weston, though. He's going to come around and win race 1 of round 8 in the South Coast Honda Ultimate Super Minis. Takes the win, and it's going to be Ty Kinton who comes around to take 2nd place. There he is. Disappointment for Dane Blackburn.
Pete Ward comes across the line in 3rd.
Yeah, he had a quiet race after the initial battling.
And then it's back to the big one.
Oh, this is gutting for Dane Blackburn, but we're waiting for the absolute cavalcade of bikes that have been battling all race long, and I still can't call it. Here they come, round Paddock Bend. They're going to come into your shot now, and it's going to be Tom Lewis who takes 5th. Oh, Dufton and Bithell. Dufton over the line by 6 1,000ths of a second, takes 6th place from Luke Bithell.
I'm not entirely sure he did. Looking at it through the window, it looked as if Dufton wasn't quite there. It might be a transponder issue.
There's been some, the 14 of Nathan Flanagan still isn't showing, and I'm pretty sure we still saw him as part of that battle. In fact, I can see him outside of our comms box / van here. So I'm going to say that Nathan Flanagan finished that one in 7th, Luke Bithell 8th, Sam Crooks 9th, 10th for Mark Evans, and it was William Lawrence Wardle, Keir Armstrong, James Edwards, Mike Edwards, Callum Ricketts. Dane Blackburn still hasn't classified across the line, but then it was Jack Bednarek, and we saw issues for Scott Larkin and Aaron Howe as well. Well, that was a mightily eventful one. Some of the best battling, in fact, I would argue the best battling of the day. It was a great start from Chris Weston, and after that it was just a case of controlling it. Dane Blackburn there on the 114, you can see, having a really nice start there. With Pete Ward taking up 2nd place and Kinton coming back at him. This then was the early battling between Ward, Kinton, and here is Kinton on Pete Ward. Brilliant stuff. Are we going to see the Kinton move down the hill? That's the one I know you're thinking of, Jacob. This is Kinton going side by side with the likes of Pete Ward, and
there it is.
Yeah, lovely
Two
move
corners.
that
Ty Kinton takes second place.
from
Fantastic
Pete Ward,
stuff.
and then after that, Dane Blackburn followed through. Fantastic battling. Then this battle started over 6th place between Tom Lewis, Elliot Dufton, Nathan Flanagan, Luke Bithell. By the way, Nathan Flanagan has been restored up to 8th place, so the finishing order of this was Lewis, Dufton, Bithell, Flanagan and Crooks, but it was really fantastic battling throughout. But it was this man, Chris Weston, who took the win. In the end, it was a very controlled and comfortable win, but behind him, my goodness me, all chaos ensued. Here was Kinton chasing Blackburn on the last lap, and then Blackburn had an issue, gutting for him, but he'll look for some redemption in the second race in this class today. Thought that Richard Rice might have the pace to challenge him, but in the end it wasn't to be. Next up then is going to be our South Coast Honda Ultimate Super Minis, our biggest grid of the day. Yeah, that's it folks, give us a wave. You're on the telly, sort of. Actually it's better, you're on the internet. So we'll be back with our Ultimate Super Minis in just a moment.
Here we are then for our second race of the South Coast Honda Ultimate Super Minis here at Rowrah in Cumbria. Your grid, as flashing up on the screen, Chris Weston takes pole position. Ty Kinton, our championship leader, is in second. Chris himself in third. Third is Pete Ward, who's second in the championship, and fourth is Gaz Roberts, who conveniently is fourth in the championship. Dane Blackburn lines up fifth. Had a bit of trouble earlier, hopefully he's back out for this one. Scott Larkin is in sixth. Elliot Dufton steps up from the junior classes to take 7th place. Tom Lewis is in 8th, having had a great battle with Luke Bithell earlier. Sam Crooks is in 9th. James Edwards lines up in 10th. 414 of William Lawrence Wardle is in 11th, and Mark Evans is 12th. 13th is Callum Ricketts, 14th Nathan Flanagan. There's Luke Bithell in 15th. He had a great start earlier. Let's see if we can repeat that now. Gear Armstrong is in 16th. Mike Edwards, 17th. Aaron Howe is 18th. Dean Bednarek is 19th. Jack Bednarek will be 20th. And Sean Strudwick and David Weston did not set times in qualifying. Howard, all set for another fantastic Super Minis race.
Absolutely, and you have Ty Kinton and Pete Ward. This is one of the closest, in second and third on the grid. First and second in the championship, they're two of the closest, or it's one of the closest classes in the championship at the top. So this is one that could be interesting. We've got a bike to the side of the grid who can't take the start and is pulling out of this one. Flag drops, away we go. Good start for Chris Weston. Ty Kinton comes across to protect his second place. And it stays as you were. They're side by side working their way through the chicane. Will they all get through cleanly? This being the largest grid of bikes that we have. They all weave their way through as the sun beams down on the circuit. It really is. You wouldn't have thought that we started this day in such miserable conditions. It really is looking lovely now here at Rowrah in Cumbria. But there, oh, that is Pete Ward past Kinton. Pete Ward has got past Ty Kinton for second place, I believe, as they come down the hill. This is where Kinton has been strong today. Will he be able to challenge back immediately for second? No, he won't, as the rest of the field stream down. But Chris Weston has got a bit of a steal on him here, and is that the jump he needs? We've seen it so many times today, Jacob. They just need a bit of an opportunity, and they can start opening out the lead.
Yeah, just look at that lead, 1.5 seconds after just one lap. That is incredible. I think it's as big as we've seen after the first lap of any of these races this afternoon.
And now Dane Blackburn is having a go at Ty Kinton, because Ty Kinton got a little bit out of shape coming out of the chicane. Pete Ward has got ahead of the championship rival, and now look, Dane Blackburn down the inside of Ty Kinton. Will Kinton get back on the cutback? Yes, he will. That's so close as they go down the back straight here. Kinton knows about Blackburn there. He goes a little bit on the inside to defend. Fantastic battling here.
What's Blackburn got down the hill? Can he shape up a move? No, he can't.
Not on there for Blackburn. Gaz Roberts on their tail as well as they come round to complete lap 2. This is allowing Pete Ward to get away in second place as well, which is exactly what Kinton doesn't need. Kinton again under pressure from Dane Blackburn here as they head up the hill.
Yeah, Chris Weston's gap up to 2.2 seconds. He's looking comfortable at the front, but do not write off any of the 4 riders behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see a rider taking to the pit lane. So somebody off the back of this one is having problems as Blackburn tries to go for the outside. He'll try and get the switch back that Kinton used against him last lap. But Kinton's wise to it and closes the door. It's so tight here. Kinton barely leaving enough room for Blackburn. Blackburn bails out, thinks better of it. Gaz Roberts still on their tail, ready to take this one. Tom Lewis is running 6th. Scott Larkin is in 7th. And then there's a close battle between William Lawrence Wardle, Nathan Flanagan and James Edwards. In fact, Luke Bithell and Mark Evans, in fact, they're all separated by less than a 10th. From 8th downwards. Fantastic battle there as Chris Weston sets a new fastest lap of the race, a 50.062, ahead by 3.3 seconds from Pete Ward.
Pete Ward's got himself back into that battle, I think. That lap must have not been too hot for him.
As in he's dropped back into that battle.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Yeah, absolutely. So now Ty Kinton's going to want to get past here as they head out of hairpin 2. We're looking at the battle a little further back. And who's that going up the inside of hairpin 1? That is the 117 of Luke Bithell, I think, executing a move on James Edwards, I believe it was.
They are so close to second place,
They
Howard.
are really close for second place, heading towards paddock corner now. Pete Ward is he's not gonna defend, and here is Ty Kinton going for second place, but Ward will shut the door in the latter part of the corner. These are first and second in the championship, with Dane Blackburn along for company, battling over second place. How many times have we seen this? Ty Kinton goes to the inside, a hairpin 1, stabs the brakes. But Pete Ward's going to have to switch back. Will he have any response? Kinton's got the job done for now, but Ward comes back at him up the inside. And then Kinton's going to get the switch back. This is a battle for second place on the road, but it could have many, many implications for the championship. Pete Ward gets bolted by Kinton at the bottom of the circuit, and that throws him into the grips of the very racy Dane Blackburn down the hill.
Yeah, I think Ward had to back out of that for fear of hitting a knee there of Ty Kinton.
Blackburn to the inside of paddock on Pete Ward. And Pete Ward, will he be able to get him back? It's going to be a drag to the line for who is third at the end of this one. Pete Ward just manages to hang in there. This is fantastic battling, but if Blackburn and Ward keep battling, Kinton's going to get away here.
Yep, Kinton off in pursuit of Weston. Ward and Blackburn not doing each other any favours by battling amongst themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But Blackburn not as in the championship as these other two. So he in many ways has got nothing to lose and he's been riding really well today. Didn't quite end well for him earlier on.
Oh.
But be looking to salvage a good result. Here's Chris Weston, of course, doing everything he needs to do. He's, of course, third in the championship going into today. Further back still, they're nice and close from 8th downwards. Sam Crooks and Aaron Howe, no, it is Howe, sorry, have both pulled into the pit lane. So 2 retirements from this race.
Blackburn still all over the back of the Ward. Dives to the inside. He seems to have a bit of extra speed down the back straight. Can't make a move happen at the back of the track.
Well, Kinton and Ward are making Blackburn fight for it towards that bottom corner, aren't they? They're leaving him barely enough room. You can see the little twitch from Blackburn that time around, as Ward uses as much of the runoff as he dares in the bid to hold on to this place. But there are certain parts of the lap where Dane Blackburn just looks so strong on the 114. And there's not a great deal that Pete Ward seems to be able to do other than to defend like crazy, such as the straight they're about to go onto after this hairpin. But Blackburn might not wait till then. He's going to try up the inside of Iredale's hairpin. No, doesn't pay off for him here, and he's actually going to be further back than he has been on previous laps in his pursuit down the back straight.
Yeah, that's cost him a little bit. It's safe to say Ward knows he's there. However, that little venture up the inside seems to have dropped him back a little bit as we move back to the battle just behind them. I want to say that's Scott Larkin, is it? At the front of that? The 81? I can't quite tell.
It's the 414. It's William Lawrence Wardle.
Further back, yes. And Flanagan.
Defending Nathan Flanagan and Luke Bithell. And there is Flanagan having a look. Actually, it's no, it's Luke. It's the completely different order is what it is. It's Luke Bithell ahead of Nathan Flanagan and Mark Evans. That's what's confusing you.
Yes.
They've been swapping positions so much. And yeah, William Lawrence Wardle is up the road from these guys. So it's the 117 of Luke Bithell ahead of Nathan Flanagan.
Ahead of Mark Evans.
I want to say that, but the gap isn't looking quite right on timing.
Perhaps we're missing someone off the transponder system.
Yes, potentially. I'm going to double check that one.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on our top four. Blackburn once again all over the back of Ward. In fact, he goes to the inside of the second hairpin now and slots at the inside. Blackburn is up to third place. They head to the top of the track now. Weston still in the lead of this one. Kinton in second. Now Blackburn in third. He's made that stick versus Paul Ward. Not too big a gap between Weston and Kinton. But comfortable, I'd say Weston is, with just 2 laps remaining now as he crosses the line. Kinton through, 4.4 seconds behind him, so that's enough of a gap, I think, as Dane Blackburn is a further 2 seconds down the road from Kinton.
So what's confusing me is I think the 441 is Dufton. But that's not showing up on timing at all. That's what's confusing me.
I was wondering where Elliot Dufton had gone. I had looked for him at the start of the race and I couldn't see him drop down the order or anything. But good to see him up there battling.
Yeah, that's what's confusing. So Dufton's transponder not showing through on timing, but he is most certainly there, and he's now past Nathan Flanagan. So we're on the last lap.
The last
Chris
of
Weston.
the South Coast Honda Superminis.
Yep, absolutely. We're looking for Chris Weston to come around.
He's making his way onto the back straight now as Ward challenges Blackburn again into the second hairpin. Down the back straight comes our race leader.
Yep. Coming down the hill now.
Blackburn has held off Ward for third. Just Ward's coming back at him.
Here he is, though. Chris Weston crosses the line to take the win in the Ultimate Super Minis, supported by South Coast Honda. Ty Kinton will finish second. Dane Blackburn finishes third after a brilliant day's racing for him. Pete Ward finishes fourth. Gaz Roberts will finish this one in fifth. Then it'll be Tom Lewis, Scott Larkin, William Lawrence Wardle. I'll call it as I see it on timing. Luke Bithell, Nathan Flanagan, Mark Evans, Callum Ricketts, Keir Armstrong, Mike Edwards, Jack Bednarak and James Edwards. We lost Aaron Howe and Sam Crooks. And somewhere in amongst all that, Jacob, was Elliot Dufton.
We seem to have lost Luke Bithell on that last lap. I can't see anyone going off. It may be a transponder issue, but perhaps him and Elliot will pop up in a moment's time.
Yeah, they do keep a close eye on this in timing, so they will make sure it's all corrected for the official results. And incidentally, for oh no, hang on, who's that walking their bike back?
Across the other side of the track, I can't see. Dane Blackburn has stopped to help. I know that much.
I think that might be Genuine. Then. That's an interesting one.
I'm definitely bringing binoculars around.
Let's look at this one then. It was a great start. from Chris Weston, and that set up himself for the whole race, to be honest. This, though, was the battle of the race. Pete Ward, Ty Kinton and Dane Blackburn, fantastic battling throughout. Here was Kinton having a go at Ward whilst also defending from Dane Blackburn. And then this was Blackburn past Kinton, but Kinton managed to get him back out of the corner. But next we saw fantastic battling in the midfield as well. And then Kinton having another go. And this was Kinton up the inside of Ward, and then Ward trying to come back at him. And succeeding in doing so. Lovely battling, but Kinton had the better of it in the end, and then Blackburn as well was able to get past. So in the end it didn't quite work out for Pete Ward, but it's not too bad a result. This was some of the furious defending, but Chris Weston didn't have to worry about any of that because he was right on the money.